Hello, everybody watching on Kubbom's YouTube channel. This is Saturday morning action from the 2026 U.S. National Kubb Championship. This is Shadow Pack, which is Ethan Forney, Matt Green, and Jesse Fraim. Just me. This is match number 2 of 3 in the morning. We won the first match against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Kubbers 2-zip. But we had unusable footage. Footage that we had was way zoomed in for some reason. Couldn't really see much of anything, so we're going to skip that. Move right into match number 2. This is against Tea Time Kubboom. We're going first. Matt goes 0 for 1 on the first baton there. Ethan here coming in second. And gets that first one on the board for us here. This is our second tournament playing together. We had, well, technically, as a 3-person team, it was our second time playing together. We played at Wisconsin State in the Dells and won that tournament back in May. But I have played with Ethan a few years ago at the U.S. Open in Beloit. Before it became the Beloit Open, it was the U.S. Open. And Matt has won with Ethan at the East Coast Kubb Championship. So we have prior playing experience together. But this is the second time this 3-person team played together. Now here on the 1 Kubb turns, we have 1 Kubb in play. I'm going to be trying to blast that down and get a double. So Ethan lets me throw that one in. Ethan's our driller. But I'm going to place that out in a spot where I like. Trying to see if I can get a baseline double. Head awfully low on the Kubb and just kind of scatters off there. If I get it in one, I always hold my second baton, get right into the main 8-meter players. Matt there goes 0 for 2. Ethan steps in here with his 2 batons. Gets the first. A little bit of a reset there. Something didn't seem comfortable. Maybe someone moving in the background threw him off there. A reset, and yeah, that something there was bothering him. 0 for 2 there. I step up with my 1 baton left here. Ooh, it flies by just wide there. So we just get 1 more. Only 2 in play here early in game 1 of this second match of Group W play from Saturday morning. I think this is the first time we played all 3 of these teams. Well, Matt and I have been playing several years together at Nationals, and I don't recall playing any of these 3 teams previously here. So 2 batons into their turn. They've got 1 field Kubb left. Nice rotation there. Nice blast down. Misses with her second baton. 2 more remaining here. In the background there you see a lot of Ethan's family came. He had 2 sisters to show up, his mom and dad. And Ethan had had graphic designed these jerseys that we have on and bought extra for his family to wear, which was really cool. So you'll see them in the background in Shadow Pack gear. 3 Kubbs here. Right off the stake, but get 1 down, that's better than nothing. And then clear them all out there with my 2, leaving 4 for our 8-meter specialists. Matt looked like he's going to jump in for a second, but Ethan will stay right there. Gets the first. Adjust the camera a little bit here, get bed back in frame. Just short on the second. Matt wants a high 5. He'll step in here. You see a little bit of those natty bugs that are flying around the camera there. Gets the first. 1 baseline remaining. He tips it, and he is quite animated about that shot. It tipped over quite a bit, but didn't go down. He wanted that one. Looks like I'm trying to have a reach conversation with him. Our buddy Phil Dickinson always preach reaching out, finishing those shots. I don't know if that's something I was trying to tell him. It looked pretty good, though. So now, 5 in play. 4 from our baseline. We've knocked off of their baseline. 1 from our baseline. They've gotten down. A couple of rethrows left here. Now these Saturday morning matches. Good to get some of the, Kubb raising rolls down there, get into the flow. Some teams have really hard matches to start off with. Some it's just kind of a random draw in there sometimes of who you get. Felt like we were able to really get into some good rhythms, get in some situations. We weren't always playing lights out. We were missing some shots here and there. Allowed us to kind of play with some of the strategies and who goes when. Nice double there when I was looking like maybe they would leave a line. 1 field remaining, it looks like. Just over the top. And he gets it. Looks like it was going to be short, but clears that line. A little zoomed in action here on Ethan so we could see how those Kubbs hit the ground and get into the basket there. A little hesitation to try to figure out what he's going to do. He's going to go goofy, and that will be right along the sideline there nicely. 5 to knock down. Looks like I'm going to go kind of straight at it down the sidelines. Oh, carved out the middle. Not ideal. Now I got to try to step down the line and take a shot across the sideline. Tipped over the front one, leaving one there for Matt. Still some more work to do here for Shadow Pack in game 1. Nicely cleared out, and he'll hold, giving Ethan 2 shots at the 8. That's a little strategic point of emphasis that we had placed prior to Saturday is if there's 1 baseline left, let's have our main 8-meter guy get 2 shots at it. He gets it with the second one. Matt has one for the king here. And that is game number 1. Now we did use Kubb count, so that's 7 for Shadow Pack and 1 for Tea Time Kubboom. You get a point for each baseline Kubb you knock down, plus 2 for the king, so we got 7 points there. Tea Time Kubboom got 1. So game 2, they're going to start off with the 2 baton round here. They have to split it amongst 2 separate teammates. The same person can't go with both batons. Not very good camera awareness there by me, walking right into the shot. And they go 0 for 2. So the 4 baton return here for a Shadow Pack. Typically you'll see someone go first with 2 in their hand. If they hit, they stay out there and shoot again. If they miss, they pass that extra baton off. So there's a miss. And the pass off to Ethan, who's got 2 in his hand. In case he hits on that first one, he's going to fire the second one right away without having to pause and think about it. Yep, it's that first one. Ooh, second one slides by. I've got the 4th baton here. That Kubboom logo right in the way. That one slides by. Man. Felt like I had an okay day at 8 meters, but I don't think I've hit one yet. So we have 1 Kubb in play, sitting right out there for Tea Time Kubboom. Clears that one. And can they get 8 meters? How many 8 meters can they get in? Nice rotations there, gets the first baseline there. And number 2. And 3. What a turn there. That was just over the top, but plus 3 there. Putting a little pressure on Forney, Green, and Fraim here. Ethan's pouring it on the sidelines there. Looks like they're all lined up right along there. Oh, that one's going to stick there and kind of be hanging out into the field a little more than he likes. He's going to have 2 rethrows. Taking a little gander there, a little inspection of what he wants to do. Looks like there's a question as to whether one of these cubes is still in or not. So they're going to set it up. Try to determine if it's in. Ethan thinks it's out. Looks like Tea Time Kubboom believes it might be in. And they're going to play that it's in. Rethrow sticks out. He's not happy about that. That one's in there pretty decently there. Matt's still going to be positive about it. Got a little quad out there, quad diamond shape, trying to come across from the side. Lucky got anything, got the one on the right. So, take the double here, straight up the middle. Right through the heart there. Leaves one for Matt, clean up. So went for a little bit riskier shot first, got one. Able to clear in 3. Leave 3 more. That one just misses just wide there. So on that drill, getting 3 baseline shots is still productive here for Shadow Pack. Ooh, that one skips over. And gets that one. So we'll zoom in here. It's Shadow Pack's kind of inching along. Tea Time Kubboom with a good group here could potentially steal the second game. We've got a skip over, a couple skip overs here. It's going to be interesting to see if they're in, and I think at least 2 of those are short. It looks like the 2 that bounced off the pole, or the post, are in. And these are going to be spread a little bit there. Yeah, it's just going to be, you know, at least 4 batons, maybe 5 to clear if you're doing well. Oh, he almost got 3, but only gets 1. And then that one's kerplunked down in the middle. Blaster number 2 is going to take a little bit longer of a shot from towards the middle. That one misses in the middle. That one misses wide of everything. Only 2 more batons. They go from a turn where they could potentially win this second game to will they leave a line? That's not going to get it. It goes over the first one, hits the second. And that one's right out in the middle of nowhere too. So they're going to leave 3 cubes up. So in a turn where Shadow Pack's holding on, they're going to now have a advantage line and a drastically improved odds to win this right here. Just 2, what our team does, since I'm so used to throwing 4 meter, is we have Matt Green, who's a blaster in his own right, step up and take the shots from the advantage line. So you see Matt get up there, get those 2. I'm not very strong in the advantage line. I'm not terrible, but I just think it's fits Matt's role, and I'm used to 4 meter shots. So especially when we get this line up there by the king, I'm doing the 4 meter shots all day. That's all I do anyway. I take 4 meter shots. So let's give me 2 4 meter shots. So that's always been our plan on the short stuff. You normally see the blaster go up there to the advantage line. Matt does that here. I get the 2 4 meter shots. And Ethan kills the king. So that match is over. We win game 2, the final cube count. We get 14 with the 3 in the second game. Tea Time Kubboom gets 4. And that's match number 2 of 3. We move to a 2-0 on the game record, or the match record. I didn't have any record of what we had in game 1 for cube count. But now we move to match 3 of 3 in Group W. We were just a 4-team group. This is against Daddy Tears. It's a fun group of 3. Matt here with the king toss. They knock down the king. So we'll throw first. That's what we typically do, especially early. If we're going to win the toss, let's throw first. Get in that mentality. If I remember correctly, Daddy Tears has an interesting approach with their drilling. They do like a team drill, depending on how many they have. They get higher numbers. I think every single person on their team drills in at least 1 cube, which is interesting. Matt misses there with the first baton. Good looking throw from Ethan, but it's also a miss. So Daddy Tears with 4 baton return. Looking to get some damage to get the first one nicely. Second one misses. 2 more batons here. That's also a miss. And a miss. So they go 1 for 4. Which means I'll throw the Kubb back. I like to throw the 1 Kubb return back on the left side. Obviously, we try to eliminate the baseline Kubbs from left to right. So this is a zoomed in shot here, which is why the perspective changed a little bit. Trying to get that Kubb back to the back line, so that zoomed in shot gives us a little look at that run that I tried to get there. Didn't quite make it. We'll keep a little zoomed in shot for these longer 8 meters so you get an idea of where that baton is hitting. That's just to the right. And that one, nice correction, straight on, crashes right through. Matt likes to move down a little bit, so we'll get zoomed in here. We can take a good look. That one crashes right through. And second one, 2 for 2 for Matt. Pumped up for that. And I still have one. I think I'm 0 for 2 so far in what we've seen. Can I add an 8-meter shot? No, I miss again. Not missing by much. Good rotation. Sometimes my rotation's the problem with 8 meters. Sometimes I'm way over the top. Sometimes I'm way short. Rotation and distance look good. Just off to the side so far. So 3 Kubbs in play. We had 1 Daddy Tears teammate throw 1. Here's a second one. Contemplating where he wants to put that one out there. Lands it just in front of the other one. And then the third teammate's going to shuffle in here. And that one gets a bad bounce. It might be out of bounds. Oh, that's right. There's 4 in play. They got 1 as well. My bad. 1 rethrow. So they had 3 different people throw 4 different Kubbs. Oh, that one hits wood on wood, which is never good. Bounces back. So looking at least a 3 or 4 baton turn here to just clear. Gets the single. Step down the line a little bit, looking for a little bit of an angle to see if they can get a double here. Gets the double. Potential for a field to baseline double. If he hits that field Kubb first and the baton or the Kubb bounces back, oh, that just goes by. And it would take out a baseline, it would count and be down. Gets the last field. So there's 2 batons for the back line. That's just short. A lot of rotations there, which can be good and bad. It can hit in front and skip over, or potentially, if you're short like that, it will violently kind of go back to the back line and potentially give you an opportunity to hit it again. Ethan pouring these into the basket here. Looks like we got 3 to the left, 1 against the right hand side. Trying to find the perfect spot here. Ooh, right over top. Going right back after throw. I like that. And gets 3 of them. Collateral damage almost takes out the 4th, but now we've got 2 Kubbs in front and the state guarding the 1 there, not making it easy on him. And he gets it. And once again, stepping off, having Ethan come in with 2 batons in his hand with 2 8 meters. Hopefully he can go, looking for him to go 2 to 2, 2 for 2, and then have Matt have 1 for the king. There's the first one. Ooh, just out of his hand, that looked really good. And so Matt will step in here now. Good reset from his 4 meter just moments ago. Right through. Gets that last 8 meter. And terrible camera awareness, as Sarah and Cody would say here, who run Reaper Vision and often will also stream to Kubbon's live streams. They hate it when players stand right in the way, and oh my goodness, I'm getting even more in the way. Now you can't see anything. Could have been a good throw, could have been a bad throw. We won't know till I move out of the way. Baseline clear, 6 Kubbs in play. Oh, Matt's going to run out there early. Didn't realize he had it. I'm going to give him a hard time. If I remember correctly, they still had another one and I walked out on there. So everybody's just messing up. And that one bounces far back in there. So looks like they're all going to be up. They do indeed have 6 Kubbs in play here. And that's going to be hard to clear in 6 batons. First one skips through everything. And they get 1. 4 batons left here. Trying to get the close one, but dejected that that one missed. 3 batons left. 5 Kubbs to clear. He's having some tough luck misses. Last baton here, and they get 3. Leave 3, get 3. Ethan's going to have 3 to throw in. And we'll have a pretty healthy advantage line here. You know, will Jesse, will I take it? Looking at this, I don't think I would. If he gets a nice group along there, there's not any baseline still left to get, so you're looking at it as if they set up the Kubbs early as an Ethan still had one to retoss. Yeah, it might be worth it to get some extra blasting practice in here. See what I do. If I remember correctly, I stayed back and throw. Yeah, just check with the team, letting them know, hey, I'm going to throw from here. I know there's an advantage line. Wow, got them all. A little fist bump by me there. See a little replay of that. Attacking the one right at the pin, crashes in and gets all 3. Nice little shot there. They reward that by letting me get the king, and we win game 1. So the Kubb count there. Shadow Pack 7, Daddy Tears 1, and we got 1 more game left. This is game 2. Second and final game of the last match of Group W. And there you'll notice he on the 2 baton turn threw both and got both. I set one back up. So, you know, technically that would be an illegal start. Someone else on the team has to throw. We're letting them rethrow that last baton as they're a newer team. We don't want to take, you know, they're saying, hey, they were fine. We could forfeit that baton. We're insisting they can have it back. They could rethrow. They didn't know. So a second teammate will step in here to throw that second baton, and misses there. So it's a little tough luck. They could have started 2 for 2. We called them on that illegal start and had them redo the second baton, but I missed there. So 1 baton round, I'm going to throw that once again out there a little deep with the idea of trying to get a field to baseline double. Practice this early in here. I think karma gets me here. We call them on a throw, and I airmail it over the field Kubb. Get the baseline, but it doesn't count because I didn't hit the field Kubb down in the same throw. So much safer, much softer throw, and get the field. Miss there. Ethan has the last baton here in our 4 baton round. Will he use the baton on the ground to help? He does. Hits that baton and the Kubb, knocks it over. We get 1. So now we have 1 teammate on Daddy Tears throw 1 Kubb. And we'll have a second teammate throw the second one, trying to group them up there. About halfway between the pin and the king, and it hits in the right spot, rolls out a little bit. Need to clear 2. Ooh, misses the first. Second one hits in a good spot, almost bounces over and hits the second one. Airmail on the first, second one just gets there. There we go. Field is clear. 2 shots at the baselines. They throw fast. They get 1 or 2 there. So We'll zoom in across the pitch here, get us a little better look at Ethan's groups here. They add one there, Daddy Tears, bringing us up to 3 in play. And looks like those will line up nicely if I can clear them up here. We're going to go kind of straight down the line and bounce it. Reset there and get 2. Well, leaving some work for my partner, Matt Green here. Has to take his mind off the 8-meter, get back into 4. Oh, nice run at it there. That would have counted if that baton would have hit that middle 8-meter. Because he knocked down the last field, it would have counted as a good 8-meter. It's a good baseline knockdown. Misses his 8-meter shot. So Ethan really looking to come through here. Both Jesse and Matt have had misses, and Ethan skips one. The first one over top. Crashes out short, bounces over. Ooh. That one looked like the rotation was off a little bit, and it hit just before it tail kicked, as I call it, over top of the Kubb. So nothing. +0. Leaves the door open for Daddy Tears. They've got this team drill going on, and so far the first 2 are not grouped together. So we're going to take 2 batons to clear those. And it's going to be hard to get that in anything less than 3. Goes after the middle. The field goal is good right through the uprights and through the other uprights. 0 for 2 with 2 field goals, though. 4 batons remaining for the 3. They still have the math. Oh, now the math is equal. Now they're behind on the math. Need a double here to clear the field. And they don't get it. So that be 2 in play with an opportunity to close this out. You know, not playing up to potential so far for Shadow Pack, but an opportunity here to close it out. Matt Green once again stepping up for those advantage line throws. Gets it in 1. See Matt and I both out there, so we need to go perfect here to close this out. Matt starts it out well. It's a little longer than a 4-meter throw, so I got to put a little extra on it. First one's right there. Now, which side of the king do I choose? I'm going to choose close side of the king because I can't go right behind. I might hit the king over. And yeah, 2 for 2 there. So Ethan stepping up with a chance to close this out in the red zone, needing the last baseline from the advantage. He gets it. And a king shot to close out Group W play. We do that. So Shadow Pack goes to 3-0 in group play. Final Kubb count in this one's 14 for Shadow Pack. Daddy Tears 3. A nice 3-0, 3-match victory at #1 seed and heading to the playoffs. We'll have playoff action here shortly for you. Until next time,